season on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their Bulls. Here, matched up against Cleveland, is how they'll kick off the new season. They were dominated last year, not a good matchup for them, going 1-3 in the season series.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
And, you know, with two teams in the upper pyramid in the early going, important to establish that pecking order, especially within your conference. So this game is important.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's Butler. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now is 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Now here's Thompson, following the miss by Kyrie Irving. The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of the evening. At the line for the Bulls. The first free throw is good. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. The Bulls have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Thompson comes with the double team. The shot by Butler, nobody around. Sinks the triple. Butler's got 5 points so far. Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, you know, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I'll tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Butler with the steal. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. McDermott, no one around him. No good. Cavaliers go the other way with it. Irving dishes to Love. Here's Thompson. That's in there. Love with the assist.
Yes, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
They get a hand on it. Here's Irving. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Here's Butler, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other 2, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
That's good.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition. You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Shumpert is checked in for Smith, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Here's Dellavedova. On the wing, James. Pocket 6. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
You know, in talking about D. Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
The drive by James, and stolen by Butler. Gasol on the high post. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Here's Rose. Tristan Thompson picking up that last bucket. To the paint, out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Hey, Clark, while we have a moment, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. LeBron James third.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Portis comes in for Taj Gibson. And Mirotic subbed in for Doug McDermott.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
Here's Shumpert. Off the left rim and out.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Here's Mirotic. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot two. Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
Chicago making a switch here. Moore's checked in. And it's Dellavedova missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And it's Rose missing.
And back to Mirotic last season. Per 36 minutes, he averaged 18 points, 9 rebounds. He was also a tremendous foul shooter for a rookie big and made the all-rookie first team, was second in Rookie of the Year voting. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Here's Moore. Noah kicks to Mirotic. Right wing. To the middle. Portis, the pass to Mirotic. He feeds it to Noah. Goes back up. And he lays it up and in.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
The drive by James, and the layup's good off the glass. James has got 6 points.
Boy, this game is off to a flying start.
Yeah, we're seeing some.
And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his new...
I mean, I think it's been noticeable.
I think you'd have to say that Gasol... decision to go to Chicago. Clark was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought. It's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates. Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
Portis is out there with Noah. Then there's Etuan Moore. Then it's Rose. And it's Mirotic in at the small forward position. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Chicago was as strong as they would have hoped for last season at home in the United Center. A lot of big wins for them here.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries, they go 27-14 at home, and that helped to assure them of home court in the first round of the playoffs.
At the elbow, Smith. Shot from 12. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
Chicago timeout call.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Noah. Gibson comes in for Portis. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Mirotic. And it's Butler in for Derrick Rose. Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. A chance here to get a quick injury report.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with Cleveland's head athletic trainer. It doesn't seem like too drastic of an injury. A discouraging development for this team so early in the season. We'll see what kind of impact it has on them in the long term, guys.
All right, Doris, we will, of course, keep everyone updated as we find out more.
And you know what? He could have a long road ahead in terms of getting back on the court. But one thing we all know, he's never been shy of hard work.
No, he's not. I mean, he'll be doing everything he can to make it back as soon as possible. Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Good.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Now here's McDermott. He's tightly guarded. Wide open. Another one falls for Chicago. The Cavaliers trail by 6.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
No good from outside. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. That's good. And that's now 11 points for Kyrie Irving.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there, and most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
And Moore kicks to Butler. Love grabs the board.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Smith on the wing. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. Well, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence, Clark, his entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Chicago. And then for Cleveland, Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. LeBron comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Iman Shumpert in for Matthew Dellavedova. Here's McDermott. And the 3 off target.
And for Smith and his confidence, last year even he said he's on pace to be one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. So obviously not lacking in belief in his ability.
And it's Rose penetrating. Pass to Gasol.